In this video, I want to talk about drum and cymbal volume and getting good tone out of the drums. Now, when I say volume in this instance, I'm not talking about playing the right volume for the musical situation. For example, in an unplugged situation with acoustic guitars, you're going to need to play quietly. Playing the right volume for the gig is very important. But here I want to talk about balancing the volume of the drum kit voices to each other. Cymbals to drums, kick to snare, and also adding the toms in. Your kick and snare drum are the meat and potatoes, so to speak, in rock music. This foundation makes people clap and feel the rhythm of the music. So in general, they need to be the loudest and punchiest sounds on the kit. Sometimes I hear drummers playing cymbals too loudly compared to the kick and snare. And this only creates more washiness in the sound and kills the punchiness of the groove. It often happens with open hi-hat or crash ride beats. And don't get me wrong, cymbals are important, but in rock music, as opposed to, say, jazz, I think they play a lesser role in the timekeeping. The kick and snare need to be generally equal in volume to each other, which again is medium loud to loud in this style. On the kick pedal, I tend to use heel-up technique, where my heel is about an inch or two off the heel plate, and the ball of my foot rests somewhere in the middle of the pedal in the sweet spot. Heel-up technique allows me to play with more leg, which gives me more power. And don't forget the toms. Toms are easily lost in a mix when they are played too quietly on a drum fill. I tend to play the bigger, lower toms with just a bit more volume than the smaller ones. This will actually balance the tom volume, since bigger drums take longer for the sound to react. It's very important to maintain a consistent volume and tone from note to note in grooves. This is especially true with the backbeat or 2 and 4 in the snare. I'm going to attempt to play inconsistently and then consistently so you can hear the difference. So with the inconsistent groove, not only are you hearing the volume change with each backbeat, you're hearing the tone change. And this happens not only because of how loudly the drum is played, but also because of where the drum is hit. And keep in mind that drums sound best with the most fullness of tone when the tip of the stick strikes the drum about an inch off the center of the head. Often when the drum is hit closer to the edge, an annoying ring or overtone is heard. Here are two different ways to play the backbeat. The normal way is to hit the drum near the center as you would any drum. In general, this gives a rounder tone out of the drum. Another way to play the snare is with a rim shot, and this is when the stick hits the rim and the head of the drum at the same time. Rim shots are useful because they provide more crack, which will make the groove more aggressive and cut through louder sections of the song.